Hey everyone! In this video, you're going to hear something different. Two English teachers are having an honest conversation about learning English. They talk about what really works, what doesn't work, and how to stop wasting your time. This is real advice from people who have helped thousands of students become fluent. Listen carefully because this could change how you learn. Thanks for meeting me today, Sarah. I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind.
Of course. What's going on?
I've been teaching English for almost 10 years now, and I keep seeing the same problems over and over again.
What do you mean?
Students are working so hard. They study for hours every day, but many of them aren't making real progress.
I've noticed that too. It's frustrating to watch.
Exactly, and the worst part is they're doing things that feel productive but actually waste their time.
Like what? Give me examples.
Okay, the biggest one is grammar exercises. Students spend hours doing grammar worksheets.
But grammar is important, isn't it?
It is, but here's the thing. You don't become fluent by filling in blanks on a worksheet.
That's true. Fluency comes from using the language.
Exactly. Think about it. When did you learn your native language?
When I was a child, by listening and speaking.
Right. You didn't study grammar rules first. You listened to people talk. You tried to talk. You made mistakes.
And nobody corrected every single mistake.
Exactly. But adult learners think they need perfect grammar before they can speak.
And that fear stops them from practicing.
Yes, I have students who know all the grammar rules. They can explain present perfect tense perfectly, but they can't have a simple conversation.
Because they've been studying about English instead of actually using English.
Exactly. That's the key difference. Studying about something versus doing something.
So what should students do instead?
They need to spend more time listening and speaking. Real conversations, real content.
Not textbook dialogues.
Right. Textbooks have their place, but you need real English. Movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, conversations with native speakers.
I agree completely. What else do you see students doing wrong?
Memorizing vocabulary lists. Hours and hours of memorizing words they never use.
Oh, I hate vocabulary lists.
Me too, because here's what happens. Students memorize 50 words. They feel accomplished, but 2 weeks later, they've forgotten 40 of them.
Because they didn't use those words in context.
Exactly. Words need context. You need to see how they're used, hear them in sentences, use them yourself.
So how should students learn vocabulary?
Through reading and listening. When you read a book or watch a video, you see words used naturally.
And you see the same words repeated in different contexts.
Yes, that repetition in context is what makes vocabulary stick.
Not flashcards with translations.
Flashcards can help a little, but they shouldn't be your main method.
What about writing? Do students waste time with writing practice?
Sometimes, yes, if they're writing academic essays, but they can't hold a basic conversation.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. You need to build skills in order. Listening comes first, then speaking, then reading, then writing.
But many students try to do advanced writing when they're still at a basic level.
Exactly, and they get frustrated because it's too difficult.
So they should focus on listening and speaking first.
Yes, get comfortable with the language, understand it when you hear it, respond naturally.
Then move to reading and writing.
Right, it's a natural progression.
What about pronunciation? I see students obsessing over perfect pronunciation.
That's another time waster. Perfect pronunciation is not necessary for communication.
Really?
Think about it. There are so many English accents in the world. British, American, Australian, Indian, Nigerian, they all sound different.
That's true.
And they all communicate perfectly fine. Native speakers understand each other despite different accents.
So students don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker.
No, they need to be clear and understandable. That's different from perfect.
What should they focus on instead?
Rhythm and intonation. Those are more important than individual sounds.
Can you explain that?
Sure, English has a specific rhythm. Some words are stressed, some are reduced. If you get that rhythm right, people will understand you even if your individual sounds aren't perfect.
That makes sense. So practice natural speech patterns.
Exactly. Listen to how native speakers group words together, how they emphasize certain words, how their voice goes up and down.
And imitate that.
Yes, shadowing is great for this. Listen to a sentence, repeat it exactly as you heard it.
Matching the rhythm and emotion.
Exactly. That's much more useful than drilling individual sounds.
Okay, so we've talked about grammar worksheets, vocabulary lists, and perfect pronunciation. What else wastes time?
Translating everything in your head.
Oh, that's a big one.
Huge. Students hear English, they translate it to their native language, they think of a response in their native language, then they translate that back to English.
That process is so slow.
And it doesn't work for real conversations. By the time you've translated everything, the conversation has moved on.
So students need to think in English.
Yes, but how do you do that?
It takes practice. You need to be surrounded by English.
Right. The more you hear and use English, the less you translate.
Your brain starts to process English directly.
Exactly. It becomes automatic, but you have to give yourself that exposure.
Which brings us back to listening and speaking.
Always. Those are the foundation.
What about people who say they don't have time to practice?
That's usually not true. They have time, they're just not using it well.
What do you mean?
Think about your daily routine. You commute to work, you cook dinner, you exercise, you clean your house.
Okay.
During all those activities, you could be listening to English, podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube videos.
Passive learning.
It's not completely passive if you're paying attention, but yes, you're making use of time you already have.
Instead of listening to music in your own language, listen to English content.
Exactly. Small changes, big impact over time.
What about people who say they're too shy to speak?
That's fear, and I understand it, but you have to push through.
How?
Start small. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing. Narrate your day.
In private, so there's no pressure.
Right. Then move to online conversations, language exchange partners, apps where you can practice.
Where mistakes are expected and okay.
Exactly. Everyone there is learning. Nobody judges.
And then eventually real-life conversations.
Yes, but you have to start somewhere. Waiting until you're perfect means you'll never start.
Perfectionism is the enemy of progress.
Absolutely. I tell my students this all the time. Making mistakes is not failure. Not trying is failure.
That's a good way to put it.
You learn from mistakes. Every mistake teaches you something.
Native speakers make mistakes too.
All the time, we say the wrong word. We forget what we were saying. We use incorrect grammar sometimes.
But we keep communicating.
Exactly. Communication is the goal, not perfection.
So let me summarize what we've talked about. Things that waste time. Grammar worksheets, vocabulary lists, trying to be perfect, translating everything, not practicing speaking.
Right.
Things that actually work. Listening to real English, speaking as much as possible, learning vocabulary in context, accepting mistakes, thinking in English.
That's it. That's the formula.
It sounds simple when you say it like that.
It is simple, but it's not easy. It requires consistency.
How much time should students practice every day?
Quality matters more than quantity. 30 minutes of focused, active practice is better than 3 hours of passive study.
What's active practice?
Anything where you're engaged, having a conversation, shadowing a video, writing about your day, actively listening to a podcast, and trying to understand every word.
Not just having English playing in the background while you do something else.
That can help a little, but active practice is where real learning happens.
So if someone has 30 minutes a day, how should they use it?
15 minutes of listening, something interesting to them, not boring textbook content.
And 15 minutes of speaking?
Yes, could be with a partner, could be recording themselves, could be shadowing.
That's manageable for most people.
Absolutely. And if you do that every single day for 6 months, you'll see huge progress.
Consistency is key.
It's everything. Better to do 30 minutes every day than 3 hours once a week.
Because your brain needs regular exposure.
Exactly. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint.
What about people who've been studying for years but still aren't fluent?
They're probably doing the things we talked about, focusing on grammar, not speaking enough, translating, being too afraid of mistakes.
So they need to change their approach.
Yes, and it's hard because they've invested so much time already.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Right, but continuing to do something that doesn't work won't suddenly make it work.
They need to try something different.
Exactly. Stop studying about English, start using English.
What if people watching this video feel discouraged, like they've wasted so much time?
Don't feel discouraged, feel empowered. Now you know what works.
You can change your approach starting today.
Exactly. Every day is a new opportunity. What you did before doesn't matter. What matters is what you do from now on.